The most expensive property mistakes, I would say the most expensive property mistakes all revolve around apartments. This is where a lot of people get caught up by the sales brochures and things like that, especially when you're buying them off the plan. The problem with apartments, realistically, the easy explanation of the problem with apartments is they can just build more. That's the fundamental problem with a lot of apartment buildings, especially in areas where there's no height restrictions, because if you can't build out anymore, then the land starts becoming very, very valuable. And the only thing you can do at that point is start building up. So if there's no height restrictions, those apartments, typically you'll start seeing some really high-rise apartment buildings. As soon as they sell out of all those apartments, they just start building another apartment building next door. We've seen it happen so many times in Sydney, Melbourne. It's starting to happen in Brisbane as well. The problem with a massive oversupply where they can just build another building is you're not always going to get the capital growth expectations that you want. So you're ideally buying it for $600,000 and you're hoping to sell it for $1 million in the future. I've seen cases where in 10 years' time, that property could still be worth $600,000 or potentially even less. I've seen that as well. That is the biggest challenge when it comes to apartments, is that you're not going to get necessarily the capital growth expectations that you want. Rent isn't always going to cover all the expenses. So you're funneling a lot of money into an investment that's not actually growing that much in capital growth, usually where a lot of people get held up. You're buying them inside a self-managed super fund. That can sometimes be problematic because you're starting to drown your super balance to hold this asset when you need to then it actually makes more super contributions just to hold the asset, which isn't actually growing in capital growth. So you probably would have been better off keeping your money in like an industry super fund or something like that rather than buying that property. So that's where I see a lot of people making mistakes. And with the changes in the budget, I see more and more people going to start making those mistakes because they'll be attracted to new builds purely because of tax reasons, not because of the fundamentals, and they're going to get themselves into trouble. So it makes a big, expensive, costly potential mistake. Let's have a conversation. I'll see if that's the right market for you to be looking at or if you should be looking at a different market. So reach out and have a chat.